Sup nerds, today we got a patch update rather for season 2 of Overwatch 2. They ignored the shit out of supports. Kind of crazy. So I couldn't find the article, but I seem to remember them specifically talking about how they were going to make some big changes to supports. I even remember them saying something I thought about changing like the way that their passive works, or doing something, because they acknowledge the fact that we don't really have any way of getting out. So looking at the patch notes, we didn't get that. As support players, we're still kind of just left out to dry to figure out our own shit. So, want to go through all the supports, talk about what they did and what they could do, and try and kind of figure out where the fuck we need to go to make support fun and playable. So, for starters, already got Ana out. So these are their big changes. Are you guys ready? See that? It's a 1 less second cooldown on sleep dart. Oh, he's already awake. If he even slept through the whole thing, because Kiriko would have just Suzu'd him back awake. And yeah, we're back to square one. Now, what could they do? I think they should say fuck it and let us have cooldown forever. Make it so that getting close to Ana is dangerous and that you need to have somebody come with you to do it. I think that support players, or support characters rather, they should be something where it's going to require two more to turn them down, or to take them down rather. Right now, you just have one DPS dive both supports, we're both dead, and GG's. The other thing that I think we could potentially do, if they didn't want to do that, because it is one of the only CCs in the game, pretty strong ability, let me do more damage. 1, 2, 3. 3 shots on one of these bots to kill with a headshot. Fucking let me do some damage, man. Who cares?
I'll find my own path.
Kiriko got, I would consider nerfed pretty fucking hard in the latest update. So they said they were going to bring us new exciting support updates, and instead they brought us a nerf to the only support character that was actually kind of fun to play. So what did they do to Kiriko? Well, our arm hit volume is actually larger or smaller now. So basically, I can show you real quick. So it used to be that Kiriko's arm right here was blocking headshots. So if you shot her in the head, she wouldn't actually take a headshot because our hitbox on our arms was too big. Honestly, fuck it, leave it, personally. But whatever, sure, it was kind of broken, I guess. Should be able to headshot people, so we can leave it. Next up, they gave us an auto wall run option. So basically, if you turned it on, you could go up against this wall and you just automatically run up it. I don't think that anybody who actually plays this character and cares is going to be using that. Just seems kind of annoying, like I'd be auto-mantling in Warzone, which is terrible. And then we have Kitsune Rush. This is by far Kiriko's best ability, the reason that she's played. And they nerfed it. You notice how much slower I'm moving. Now, admittedly, for a lot of other people, this is actually kind of nice because, like, you're playing McCree, it's hard to hit shots when you're moving as fast as you used to. So they basically nerfed the movement speed by 20%, and then the cooldown rate reduction, they nerfed it by 30%. So instead of getting it 2 times faster, or 3 times faster, all of your cooldowns, you're only getting it 2. That's fucking huge. That means, like, I mean, I know I would throw it on Kitsune and fucking spam my Suzu and just go crazy, and now that is gone. The only other thing they did that I would consider a buff is they gave us 15 kunais instead of 12, I believe it was before. Really not that big of a deal, although it is kind of nice, I guess, because, like, you try and heal your teammates and they keep canceling your reload and you never have ammo, but not enough, just not enough. And then the last thing is you can hold on to Swift Step, which, okay, like, I never thought that clicking it was an issue, but I guess it was for someone. Kiriko, where she was actually one of the only supports that was in a good spot, and they have now, I think she's still going to be good, but, like, she's not going to be anywhere near as good as she was. And I think that her being a little broken, considering all the struggles that come along with being a support in 5v5, would have been perfectly fine. So Bap got nothing. Those were all of the changes on healers, on support rather. They're talking about how they know that support, nobody's playing it, it's not that fun, all the roles are more fun. They did nothing. Except that there's one more thing, I almost forgot this. The buff to Mercy was to make her weapon swap speed faster. That's what we got. So, woo. But Baptiste, they did nothing. As far as switching him up and trying to make him more fun, I think Bap is in a decent spot. He's got escapability with his rocket boots. He does a decent amount of damage. Close range, I think maybe allowing him to do a bit more damage, maybe reducing the spread instead of letting him do more damage, just make his spread on his bullets like less. It's really easy to hit these headshots in here, but when you're in game, if somebody's moving and far away, you're gonna hit like 1 of 3 bullets. So maybe just more damage per bullet, and then maybe make that like only at close range or something. As I said, nobody else got a buff, or a nerf, so Brig had nothing changed. I think Brig's just in a really like not a great spot right now. She's just a little too squishy to go in and do what she's supposed to do, which is really weird. And I feel like maybe we should have one more pack to throw for those distance heals, because a lot of the time in 5v5 these fights are spread out so far that it's just like she's not viable. And I also think that I know she does self heal a bit if we get shot by one of these bots eventually, and then I swing, I do self heal. But I think that could maybe be a little more, or just give her more. You know what? Not even more self heal, because she can do that just fine. Give my shield a little more juice. That's what I want to see. Yeah, Lucio's fine. It's like he was built for this. He's fine. Don't touch Lucio. Ult, goated, does tons of damage, does tons of healing, works great in 5v5. We don't need to do anything with him. Like I talked about earlier, she did technically get a buff. Her weapon swap speed is faster, and I think you have more bullets too on your pistol, but her pistol does the least damage, second least damage in the game. So yeah, that's kind of useless. As far as Mercy goes, like, I think she's pretty good, especially with the movement changes they made. I think I'd maybe like to see even more movement out of her, and then maybe let her pistol do some more damage. Let Mercy, them battle Mercies, get out there, do some shit. Whereas another one I think is in a decent spot right now. You'll see her played a lot on lower level ladders, mostly just because people like to DPS with her. I do think that her healing is a little bit lackluster. I think that the idea of having to suck to get healing is fine, but I think maybe it's a little out of whack. Maybe you need to get more healing than you do from doing damage. Just because I feel like a lot of the time, if you need to like top off a full tank, like you're not gonna be able to do that. And Moira at least used to be considered a main healer, which is just weird. But other than that, I think that Moira's in a pretty good spot. I don't think they really need to touch anything. I think if anything, she's a little bit too geared towards being a DPS. Zen is so fun to play until the enemy team gets mad and decides they just want to kill you. Also, Zen has to be in super specific comps because he really doesn't heal that much, and he can only heal one target at a time. Now, granted, that comes with the fact that he's supposed to be supporting more by letting your team do more damage, which is better than healing. So that's fine, but if you're going to leave him like that, I think that he needs to have an escape of some sort. Because right now, a monkey jumps on you, DPS jumps on you, you either gotta duel him or die. That's the only way you win it. His ult's obviously phenomenal, but I think he should have maybe a jump ability. Funny enough, I think that the emote I have attached is perfect. Let him do that and pop up here. Let me just do a little jump, a little boop. Just like, I mean, I can boop people off of me. Let me boop up. I think that would make Zen sick. Anyway, that's all the changes. The devs basically ignoring support players in today's patch. Really annoying considering they specifically talked about the fact that they know it's not fun to play and just did nothing about it anyway, except nerf our only fun character. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Have a good day.